If you've ever been told your labs are normal, don't worry, but you still don't feel like yourself, you're exhausted, you're not sleeping well, you're anxious or foggy, you just feel off, this video is for you. Today I'm going to explain a little bit about why that can happen and what hormones may actually have to do with that. I'm Dr. Kelly Brown. I'm a board-certified family medicine physician and the founder of Ember by Dr. Kelly Brown. We practice longitudinal relationship-based integrative concierge care. A large part of my work involves helping people understand what's happening in their bodies, especially when something feels wrong, but it doesn't show up clearly on standard lab work. One of the biggest misconceptions in medicine is that lab values tell the whole story. Don't get me wrong, labs are important. I use them every day, but they're tools. They're just one piece of information that a patient is sharing with me. And this is especially true when it comes to hormones. Hormones don't operate in a bubble. They don't operate in isolation. They fluctuate from hour to hour, day to day, month to month. They vary based on the season of life that you're in. It's very possible and quite common to have someone with normal labs in a normal reference range and still feel like they're very much not feeling their best self. Lab reference ranges are based on population averages. They don't and can't account for your individual personal baseline, how your body used to feel, or how sensitive you are to fluctuations or slight changes in your hormones. And hormones, they work together. Estrogen, progesterone, testosterone, cortisol, insulin, thyroid hormone, they're constantly influencing one another all day long. I often describe hormones like an orchestra. When one instrument is off, the sound of the entire orchestra changes. So if one system's under stress, you can understand how the effects would ripple through the entire body. This is really relevant for women, particularly in their late 30s, 40s, into their early 50s. That's when perimenopause begins, and it can begin much earlier than most people actually expect, often years to a decade before their period stops. And during this phase, hormone levels are not just low, they are fluctuating. And that fluctuation, not simply low levels, is often what drives symptoms like anxiety, poor sleep, brain fog, changes in weight distribution, mood shifts, or just feeling emotionally off. For many women, no one has ever explained this to them. So I often see people come in convinced that they need hormones. Maybe their friend had similar symptoms and they got hormones and they felt better. Maybe they just aren't sleeping well or anxious. But when we take a step back and we look at the whole picture, sometimes it's chronic sleep or chronic stress that's causing these problems, not a hormone deficiency. And in those cases, starting hormones too early can actually blur the picture instead of helping that person. That's why time, context, continuity, that's why they matter so much. When people think about hormone care, I think they often picture adjustments happening every 3 months or every 6 months during a scheduled visit. But your hormones don't change based on a calendar of events. They change based on stress, sleep, illness, even travel and life events can influence your hormone levels. That means the most effective care usually happens through small, thoughtful adjustments made over time based on how your body's actually responding, not when a visit conveniently happens to be scheduled. That kind of care works best with continuity, direct access, and an ongoing relationship with someone who knows you that allows hormone care to evolve over time as your body evolves, and that's where the best work happens. It's also important to state clearly, hormones are a tool. They're not a diagnosis. Thoughtful care means taking a step back, looking at the forest instead of the trees, and deciding whether hormones are actually the right tool at the right moment, or maybe we should be addressing something else first. Good health optimization isn't about always prescribing. It's about discernment, knowing when hormones help and knowing when they're not the answer. This type of care takes time. It takes listening, context, follow-up visits, micro adjustments. That's something that many people haven't experienced in traditional healthcare settings. So if you've been feeling dismissed, confused, or like something important is being missed, I want you to hear this clearly. You're not imagining your symptoms. Your body is giving you signals. It's giving you information that it wants you to act upon. And you deserve care that takes that seriously. In future videos, I'll talk more about hormones, perimenopause, and what thoughtful, evidence-informed care actually looks like. If you found this video to be helpful, you're welcome to like and subscribe and share it with someone who actually needs to hear this. And remember, medicine works best when it's practiced with the whole picture in mind, with you as an individual in mind, and customized to your care. Have a great night.